Alright guys, Dokkan just dropped a hint for the upcoming Part 2 LR, and it's a very on the nose hint. But first things first, this will be hint 1 of 2. So expect the second one, which will probably be a bit more obvious over the next coming days. But at the moment, we've got a very vague hint, quite obvious with the route they're going down, that the Part 2 LR will be a movie boss category unit. Now, Dokkan Fest Metacooler Army, it was either going to be Wicked Bloodline, Terrifying Conquerors, or movie bosses, or a combination of all 3 or 2 of them. But at the moment, very, very vague. So I've pulled movie bosses up on Dokkan Info, and we're just going to take a look at the possible units that is probably most likely going to be, or could be, and you can let me know your theories down in the comments of who you think the Part 2 LR will be. Now, we just got Super Easy A Fizz Final Form Cooler. I'm not going to lie, another one would be pretty sick. Now, I know they wouldn't link, however, the best possible place for the Super Easy A is literally slot 3. He is literally built to be a slot 3 unit. Let me even pull it up. Where's the boy? Where's the boy right now? There he is. He's literally built to be slot 3. You know, you've got all of this. You've got the damage reduction. You've got the damage reduction after performing attacks or super attacking, and actually it's the damage reduction by having movie bosses, which would help him as well, or Terrifying Conquerors in the same turn. But then he's literally built to be the best possible place is slot 3 over slot 2. So if Dokkan were to drop another Final Form Cooler, or maybe even a transforming one, because then they could link. You know, I know we have the old strength one who at some point will get a Super Easy A, which is kind of crazy to say, but we could have a transforming one of some sort. Then these two can link together, or you drop a standalone LR Final Form Cooler. You could have him go in slot 1, and these two won't even have to touch tips, because they won't have to link. Unless, of course, you're sorting out rotations, which could work really well. And then there's your movie boss category character unit. There's your Wicked Bloodline. There's your Terrifying Conquerors. Not only do you cover all them bases to kind of help out on multiple different categories, the Dokkan Fest Metacooler Army, but then also bust those categories that need the help as well, not just movie bosses. So that's one. That's probably like my number 1 and most likely go-to. Either a standalone LR Final Form Cooler. I know we've got one, but he's old. I mean, he could Easy A as well, but he's old. Or a transforming one, which I wouldn't be opposed to either. Then, movie bosses, I mean, we've got a wide range, which is why this is so vague of a hint. You can have Turles, which, to be fair, we don't have a standalone LR Turles, so it's actually a little bit of a shout. Now, doesn't help out Wicked Bloodline, which I think is a little bit of a shame. I kind of like the help Wicked Bloodline is getting, but could just make him basically more of the same of this one and the LR Turles and Turles Army, which that's the only LR Turles we have, which is Turles and Turles' Army. We don't actually have a standalone LR Turles, which could just be a very good support. Whether that's for movie bosses or the kind of combination support where movie bosses have some, all allies or extreme class allies have some, which then means extreme class movie bosses have a total of like, what, 60% attack and defense, maybe more, key plus 2 or 3, I think will be pretty sick, which could fit quite well, because not only do you have your movie boss category character there done and fulfill that hint, but he also belongs in Terrifying Conquerors as well, which I actually wouldn't be opposed to getting some help as well, along with Planetary Destruction, especially with the recent release from Golden Week with the Int Beerus. So I think Turles is probably my number 2 shout. I've actually closed the entire thing. How silly of me. Are we going to cut this? Absolutely not. Why? What would be the point? You can watch me as I go back to movie bosses. See? Quick and easy. While I would love a new Broly, Broly doesn't really fit. I mean, to be fair, he does cover the movie boss kind of ground, but other than that, not really. I mean, you could run him on like Pure Saiyans and anything outside of movie bosses as well, which is nice, but I don't think Broly's the best choice here. I think hypest character you could pick, yeah, because it's Broly, whether that's Z or Super, but I don't think Broly really fits right now. I don't think Broly's really the choice to go for. I do kind of want to cover 2 of the categories out of the 3 that Dokkan Fest Metacooler Army does help, does support, does buff, which of course is movie bosses, Terrifying Conquerors, and Wicked Bloodline. I'd rather cover the 2, because then that means multiple categories can get buffed at the same time, whereas Broly isn't really helping out 2 of those 3 categories. He's just helping out 1. Now, in terms of another choice we could go for, I mean, this guy right here, I would love, which again goes on Terrifying Conquerors, so definitely a shout. And the reason why I'd want a Garlic Jr. is because he doesn't have summonable units. He has one summonable unit in the entire game. Or actually, maybe 2. I can't remember. It's 1 or 2. But an actual, like, out-and-out good summonable unit. Like, not just a side piece unit that is just featured on a banner. Then a free-to-play LR, which is pretty good for, like, what, a month, 2 months, 3 tops. Give us an actual summonable LR Garlic Jr. Movie Boss category character unit. Not only that, we'll go on Terrifying Conquerors, boost them as well. Again, you could make him support Movie Bosses. You can make him support Terrifying Conquerors. If they cross over between the two, you get that big support. Give him damage reduction. Kind of work off this one. Give him a ton of damage reduction. Give him guard. You know, this free-to-play unit was made really well. Make a summonable version of this. Make him a slot 1 god. Because Garlic Jr. has been shown such little love in Dokkan. Drop 1. Drop 1. That would be pretty sick. I'm not going to lie. I know this kind of seemed a little bit left field out of the possible options we could get, because there are some hype movie boss character units, which 100% I agree. But Garlic Jr. has such little representation in this game, it's actually absurd. Like, you have this little side piece, side dish unit that's just featured on all the banners. Then you have a free-to-play LR. Give him a premium summonable unit. It's time, Dokkan. We're in 2026. We are halfway through the year, and this guy doesn't have a summonable unit. Give it to us. Whether that's transforming, whether that's Super Garlic Jr. I mean, the free-to-play unit's kind of dead now anyway. Either or, drop a Garlic Jr. LR unit. It's time. It's needed. There's 2 other units I think it could be. One of the other ones being Golden Frieza. Now, I'm not entirely sure how they would do this because this EZA is still somewhat relevant. He does get caught here and there, but you can still get some use out of him. And the same could be said for the Tech LR as well. So, I mean, maybe a transforming one, maybe just a brand new standalone LR Golden Frieza would be pretty sick. You know, you have your movie bosses coverage. You would have your Wicked Bloodline and Terrifying Conquerors coverage. You know, this one doesn't have big bad bosses. Maybe give it to him from the Z film. I don't know. But either way, it would be a great fit. It would cover those 3 categories. Not only that, can also branch out if Dokkan drop any other units that go over Target Goku, Inhuman Deeds, categories like that, Planetary Destruction. And then the last unit, and that is Android 13. Now, they could either do a standalone Super 13, which I've been saying Dokkan needs to drop for years because he just doesn't have like a premium summonable unit in the game that has been usable for years. I mean, we have those kind of like side banner, non-featured unit ones that kind of had like a brief use, and that was about it. Kind of the same with Garlic Jr., just not as bad. Or they could do a transforming one, which Dokkan loves to do. Because, I mean, by the time this guy gets a Super EZA, the new one will probably be dead anyway. So they'll never kind of overlap. And then not only that, he kind of covers a lot of ground. You know, Metacaller Army goes on movie bosses, goes on artificial life forms, Target Goku, and Power Absorption. Then if you have Android 13, not only do you cover movie bosses, if we were to drop or get any more units, either Dokkan Fest, Yellow Coin LRs, Carnival LRs, you could then cover artificial life forms, which inadvertently boost that, and Target Goku with 2 really strong recent units. And then we can get more units down the line, whether that's new units, EZAs, Super EZAs, etc., to really buff out the category. And the same could be said for Power Absorption. You know, and Androids needs a lot of help as well. Now, of course, Dokkan already has this all panned out with what they're going to do, etc. So who knows? But this could be a really good shout to kind of cover a lot of ground on a lot of basis, especially with like the exchange Gamma units with Gohan and Piccolo that already exist as well. And then the Gamma EZAs, because there's still some use in there as well. And then again, with a bit more support and a bit more help with new units and EZAs, Super EZAs, it could really help boost those categories up a lot. So that is what? 5 units? Cooler, Frieza, Garlic Jr., Turles, and Android 13. That is 5 whole units that I think could possibly be the next Move Boss unit. Of course, there could be a lot of other units the Part 2 LR could be, because that is a very vague hint. I guess we'll find out in the second hint a bit more of who the next unit will be. But that covers a lot of ground, and I think those are probably the best choices Dokkan could go for this. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Do you agree with some of the units I've picked? Do you want someone else? Do you want maybe a Broly? Maybe you want Slug, etc, etc. Let me know who you think the Part 2 LR is going to be, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care of the rest of your day, and peace.